Okay. Where is it full
Yeah.
screen? So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aryan Talks, a roundtable conference of audience, the audience roundtable. So, we have two people with us. The people who have watched these earlier episodes know me very well. So, let me start with introducing you both. Akila, can you start with yourself? What exactly? Can you just hold on a second? I'll just close the doors.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Sorry. Please go on. Akila, sorry.
Yeah. So hi, I'm Akila. I think I'm just joining you for this session today, and I'm happy to be a part of this. I'm actually an actor, so I have a couple of movies coming out this week,
Mhm.
and I'm very interested in all this stuff, talk about movies and all,
Mhm.
podcasting and stuff. So
Mhm.
I thought I'd give it a try and see how it goes.
Mhm.
Pleasure to be here.
Sure, sure. Actress coming up this week or this month?
This year,
Year. Okay, okay. All right. Okay.
yeah, next month.
Yeah, Harish and I we both go long way. We have done plays.
Okay.
So tell me about your idea. I know just for the audience sake. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much. First of all, thanks for inviting. I absolutely
Pleasure.
love forums where we can present our ideas and feel safe at the same time, which has become a little rare now. So, I, hi, I'm Harish. My full-time job is I'm a strategy consultant, HR strategy consultant. But apart from that, I'm extremely passionate storyteller. So I do that through theater, acting, stand-up, music, and I do MC a lot of events. And like most Indians and like all engineers, extremely passionate about movies. And and yes, as engineers, we believe we have a better idea of how the world should function. So that's the confidence with which I'm walking into this discussion.
So
Yeah.
even that's the hope for me as well. Even because you guys don't know, I'm repeating just a very brief thing about myself. So my name is let's stick to Aryan. My name is Aryan, and I am a software engineer by day. And rest of the whatever I've got in my life, it's film. Right, I can act, I can write. I've done plays with Harish and Hari Octopus Studios, Collegium Productions, and Samahara and all. Even Udan, I think Udan. I've done plays, and I can write, and I have assisted in many of the short films and even films. I don't want to take the name because I'm not an official member of them. Uh, Unofficially, I have assisted uh, on some big budget films only. So this is my background, and the reason for starting this whole thing is, see, uh, I've seen many podcasts, all right, uh, in Telugu especially, but coming to Telugu cinema, and they come with the perspective of filmmakers edition, how a filmmaker views a film. Let's say they talk about a particular film, and they discuss how it's designed, how that particular shot is designed. They talk about all of these things. But for me, you know, I don't come from film schools. I have not learned anything at all. But what I know is I'm a pretty good audience. That's what is my background completely. When I sit in a theater or when I watch a trailer, I know what it's going to be about. I mean, uh, what they're not telling also, I can see it. That's something I think I uh, assume I have. Harish, you're entered again.
I'm logging in from my laptop.
All right, all right.
Perfect.
Oh, we have double role.
And
It's
I'm gonna put this
Heathrow.
in thumbnail. I'm gonna put this in thumbnail. Okay. So, uh, Harish, you can show your original face behind this.
I think it's also muted.
Yes, yes. Just check. So, thing is, I mean, normally filmmakers approach is top down. He makes a film with all that screenplay, all the knowledge. His approach is top down. My approach is bottom up. It goes from reverse. So that's how I see films. And whatever the podcast, like I said, they've come from a point of filmmakers. Today I sit here, I am a complete mass masala audience. I enjoy hooting, cheering for films. This is what I do. So that's how I look at films. So I want to see how we as audience, before getting into acting departments or whichever the respective areas that you're working on, we were all audience once upon a time. So this is that. So I have named it initially as the channel as audience only, but there were some rebrandings that happened, and there was a proposal to push it forward in a different way than what it is, than how I visualized the audience roundtable to be. I'm going to discuss that in probably in group or personally. I can tell you that, but not here because the idea is going to out. So that's the thing. I have a different plan on how to take the audience roundtable in a much larger way with proper budgets and all. So that's the thing.
Did he say budget?
Sorry,
Did I hear budget?
Yeah, it did. For the later sessions.
inclusive. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Bring it on.
So, so let me talk about the topic that we want to discuss today. Okay, wherein I want both of you guys to chime in. So normally when a film gets made, I saw this in a Ram Gopal Verma interview, how he describes this film, NTR's film, Vettagadu, I think, how the writers and the makers and producers have certain equations, and how an audience comes up with a completely different perspective on that. If I talk about that specific interview, I don't know if I've seen it or not. He says uh, they the makers in the studios and all, when he was roaming around, they were discussing this, saying that there were some points in the film that how he is a that twist how he is a Indian officer something, CBI officer something. That twist worked. That's the reason why the film worked. And Ram Gopal Varma says, no, that's not even the reason that I went for the film. I went for Jayprada. I went to see that RS Gobe part Paris Kunan song. So I did not go for that twist at all. That twist I even forgot. That's what he says. My question to you guys is, when the makers, producers, or the directors comes up with certain calculations, how much of that is true? How much of that is invalid? Akila, I'm going to start with you because Harish joined a bit late.
Oh, is it like first come, first serve type? It is. Yeah, so as an actor, I wouldn't go into that, but as an audience, when I sit in a theater and watch a movie, I definitely see all these commercial elements which they come up with, the item songs or whatever the special songs, the fights where they're not necessary. All this come up because the audience, according to the filmmakers, the audience want to say it. And also, if you look at few scripts, for example, recently Sitaramam, I don't think Sitaramam had anything extra. Otherwise, they were purely into content. They were purely into filmmaking, but it has done well because I think the audience right now craves something different, something really enjoyable. But they also want to watch some movies where they want to watch songs, they want to watch dance steps, they want to watch fights, etc. So, but the audience has changed right now. That's what I believe. I think they're looking for more content, different content. So I think that should be the focus these days instead of the usual commercial elements.
You know, if I there was a regular guy in our podcast session. His name is Sahu.
Mhm.
See, today I purposefully, I mean, I don't know if I dropped the message. I don't know if he has seen that or not. But I purposefully thought, let's avoid this guy because he's going to say only one word: screenplay. It all boils down to screenplay. If your screenplay is good, your film will work. It doesn't matter which
Mm,
route you are taking. That's what.
definitely.
So, as much as that is true, I agree with it. I have a certain calculation with that. I have certain notions with that. I'm going to tell that once Harish, you chime in.
Right. So on the whole calculation thing, I somehow believe it has to do with a certain strike rate. Okay. A certain combination works a certain amount of time, certain number of times. People kind of get drawn to that calculation or the masala mix. So, and many times, especially when we cook, um, you think the dish has come out really well because you did this differently. But in reality, the reason why it came out well could be something very different. Like it could be the fact that you cooked in low flame this time, which you're not considering as the real reason why it came out well. But you think that you changed the kind of chilies you added, so that's why. So, and I think over a period of time, people start to believe that this is the reason why it worked, right? And if there was really a sure shot formula on how to make a hit or how to deliver a hit, I think everybody would do that. But now, if you look at it, if somebody is adding an item number, not because they know that this is going to become a hit, but because they don't want to lose out on the possible
Lots.
opportunity of people watching that and then saying that, oh my God, I mean, there was no good dance number. You had such a good dancer, but you did not have a dance number. So I think it's FOMO. It's predominantly fear of missing out,
Yes.
which forces people to add certain aspects um, based on a pattern that the industry establishes. Now, while the pattern is getting established, in parallel, there is also another track which believes that, okay, fine, this is tried and tested. This is done and dusted. So I think that's the reality of the market. While there is a pattern which is emerging, there is also a group which has started to believe that, oh my God, this is tried and tested. Maybe this is not going to work anymore. So let's try something new. I think that's how it evens itself out. You will have people sticking to the formula, and then you'll have people trying to move out of the formula. Right? I think
So I think
that is how it evolves. And the second thing is, I think end of the day, when there is serious money involved, people make movies for the people who are consuming it, right? So earlier, the major consumers were people who would go and buy tickets, right? People who go buy tickets regularly, they were the consumers. It's like the Indian election, right? I mean, if I'm the middle class who I mean, I vote, but the middle class which does not vote, the election is not for them, and what happens after the election is also not for them because you chose not to participate. So now I think now the dilemma is between which audience do I cater to, because there is one audience which is buying tickets, which is on a downhill, which is decreasing because maybe of the rate of tickets, multiple reasons, the rates of tickets being higher, multiple things. And then there is this subscription wala janta, right?
that.
So I think they are caught between which one do I cater to? Okay. And when you try to cater to both, it's a hot mess. When you cater to one, the other one's going to complain, right? Something that works in theaters might not work in OTT, something that a kind of format, and especially OTT, I believe, has changed the way people design characters. I mean, honestly, now you can have a 20-minute piece to establish the mannerisms and behavior of a character, which is a luxury that filmmakers don't have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So the format of writing, the format of narration is completely different. I mean, in fact, the canvas is becoming much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is another layer of complexity that people are fighting with. And I think while at least the Hindi movies, they were trying to find some sweet spot between this, I think that's
Absolutely.
where a lot of our content is flooding, and it is creating waves that nobody expected.
Yeah.
Like because they consume, because I spent a lot of time in Calcutta, so and I had a lot of friends from Bihar, and I'm talking about late 90s itself. A lot of Telugu films, dubbed Telugu films, a lot of action mass films were being dubbed and being watched
Wow.
because that was the need in that belt, which the Hindi audience, Hindi makers stopped catering to.
Yes, stop giving this.
Right? Because their whole idea was mush. How do I make mushy stories? Right? How do I see people falling in love? Right? But so that's a different audience. Now, for that audience, I mean, I think Setmax runs only because of that audience.
Mm-hmm. Set my guns, yes.
So
Yeah, a
we,
lot of.
है ना? So I think now that's an audience which is forgotten. And to be honest, if you look at it, they are ticket buyers end of the day. So how
Yes.
do you target that audience? And a lot of our, I mean, good quality Telugu content now, which is becoming popular. Let me use that word, is actually catering to that audience as well.
Hmm.
So these are, there are a lot of layers of complexities. So I don't think I will fall into this trap of looking at things in a binary version, that this is white, this is black, this is one, this is zero, right? And which is the reason why even after investing so much money, people are trying to find that sweet spot because it's complex.
The reason I mean, I've had some experiences, with audience. When I say the audience, the ones who are, uh, remotely disconnected from what the story is happening. So I had one female friend once upon a time. Okay, so there was this Son of Satyamurthy film was playing. I mean, and there was an emotional scene between Samantha and how he remembers his father. You remember how he remembers his father, Samantha and Allu Arjun. They were talking, and the film was over, and we were speaking over the phone. And I told like, hey, what a scene! What Chalabadi said acting, he did really good. And that woman says, yeah, that scene. Ah, yes, 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 that scene. Samantha's red lehenga was very good. Ah, I mean,
I think people do notice a lot of other stuff,
yes,
what they're wearing, what they're doing.
what people watch has not been in our control. And I think commercial cinema is one such cinema which says, okay, you want paneer butter masala, we have that. We want pizza, we also have that. You want this, we also have that. And it's served in a grand platter. So that every audience comes to theater and watches the film. And I mean, that's the space that I think. That's the calculation that I believe. On top of it, I mean, sorry, not on top of it. Below that, one beautiful layer that goes like Sahu points it out. Screenplay, perfect screenplay, not just. I mean, people are argue. I mean, naming the cinema you said that there's a dialogue. Shankarabharanam name చూడకుండా hit అయిపోయింది. So below that layer, there is screenplay. If your screenplay is strong, probably these things will happen. And I have one calculation here. So you know what? I'm a data science student as well. I learned data science, and the possibility, the prediction that goes around. I mean, in terms when you give the data science as an output, I mean, whatever the results you find out, you give to your client. The success percentage can be tracked in a graph under the bell curve. This is how the bell curve goes. And the success probability is at max, it reaches 68%. So no matter how you predict, no matter what you do, even using the classic data science tool student, you're gonna get success till a percentage of 68. Beyond that,
There's a saturation point which comes.
yes, we don't know that. We don't know. That's completely unknown. So whatever the calculations these makers are making with the raw data that that is already there inside their heads. Okay, this work. This guy is coming for this film. This guy is coming for item song. One of my cousins, he watched Simhadri 28 times, out of which only 2 times he watched the film completely. 20 rest of the 26 times he came out after the last song. Vizileste Andhra Soda Buddi song.
Oh.
He came out of the theater because he wants to watch India dance. That's it. So, okay, you're coming for this, you're coming for this. Oh, that's how that calculation goes. So all these calculations will yield up to probably 68% is my thinking. I'm roughly it's not even roughly estimating. I am equating to various fields, one cinema and data science. I'm trying to equate them and probably saying that somewhere around you get 68% of success using these matters. If you talk to Yandamuri Veerendranath, he's going to tell why this. He made a film with Chiranjeevi. He wrote stories for challenge.